average cost of a data breach is almost $3 million. Now, I have seen quite a few that are not this big. I mean, we hear about these all the time. So this is not always going to happen, but then there's some that are right there a lot larger. And that's why this is coming in as an average. And when we look at a data breach, it might involve a ransomware element to it. It might involve business interruption. Well, that's where normal business cannot take place. So there's a cost associated with that. If a company is down for a month or 6 weeks or slow for 2 months and they can't fulfill normal business, that is a real cost out there. When we look at data breaches, there are a lot of regulatory concerns, particularly in certain industries. There can be not just fines that are taking place, but there could be efforts such as having to purchase a personal protection service for the next year for everyone whose data was accessed. That does happen at times. There might need to be a call center set up to notify people. There might need to be a press release. And then, of course, as we look at insurance as a product and go, hey, why would someone want insurance? And why would someone want cyber insurance as opposed to just their general? Well, all these elements that are involved in an attack are, of course, covered in a good policy, but it's not just the coverage that's important. It's having experts in each of these areas of forensic, negotiation, remediation, public relation, in being able to quickly put together a defensive front in the case of one of these attacks. So it's always a big number to me, but these are the real statistics. It's important for people to see them, I feel like. So moving on from, oh yes, go ahead.
I have a question for you. Am I correct in saying that the average coverage that a company should look at is 3 to 4 months of revenue for a breach?
Yeah, no, that's really an astute question. That is typically what we recommend. Yes, is in that 3 months figure is a good ballpark to use when we're looking at an amount of coverage, because it's not just there might be a ransom. It's not just we might need forensic investigators to go in. It's really that business interruption piece where business may be down for an extended period of time. So hopefully it's not going to be 3 months, but we look at that 3 to 4 month figure because there might also be legal costs of ransom itself, and there might be a call center and like all these other things in addition to business being slow. So I think that's a really smart figure to look at. In these other figures that just popped up on the slide, it's so interesting and quite sad. See, when you're in this world hearing these stories every day, but you look at the large average cost figure, and you think, okay, this might just be a problem that just the Fortune 1000 companies are dealing with. But in reality, it's small businesses and medium businesses that are facing the majority of these attacks. So to see 68% of small businesses had a cyber attack last year, but 68% of small businesses experienced a cyber attack last year, and 61% of cyber attacks as a whole target small businesses and as well as medium-sized business. So this is an issue that's certainly not just for that Fortune 1000 companies or very large corporations or cities and state entities. It's really an issue that is facing the small and medium business community. And as you see, the saddest part is, of course, there are suffering financial losses, but the amount of bankruptcies and business closures because of this is quite startling, and also a great reason to explore cyber insurance and if it might be right for a company to help prevent against these, in addition to the cybersecurity steps that we're all taking.